Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Jem here with another pick a card reading for you guys. This one's all about what type of karma are you currently going through and how to fix it and clear it. So that's what this pick a card is all about. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how it works. So basically, this is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, this is pile number 3, this is pile number 4, and this is pile number 5. So take a moment to find out which pile you're the most drawn to, and once you've picked your pile, I'll have timestamps linked down below in the description box as well as the comment box, so you guys can skip ahead to your personal reading. If you guys have a hard time picking without certain crystals on the cards, I'll put crystals on the cards for you so it's easier to pick. All right, so if you guys like to pick with crystals, we have a couple crystals on here now. We have moonstone over here. This is danbarite, this is lapis lazuli, this is chrysoprase, and then this is pyrite. So choose your card and then skip ahead to your timestamp to find out what your karma is and how to fix it and clear it. So without further ado, let's hop right into this video starting now. All right, so pile number 1, my rainbow moonstone pile. Let's find out what kind of karma you're currently going through and how to fix it and clear it. All right, guys, so we have a lot going on here. We start off this pile with the 8 of Swords. And so this is like you are closed off to something. You're not really seeing stuff for the way it is. You might be stuck in something that you feel the need to get out of, or you just are not seeing things correctly, especially when it's beside the 2 of Pentacles right here. This can talk about some kind of choice that we have to make, or it can be weighing out 2 different options and you're not really sure what the right one is. But the reason why you're not sure what the right one is because right now you have some clouded judgment. Things are a bit clouded over right now. You are not seeing the big picture. Right now you can't even see the big picture. You're a little bit blindfolded on what's really right or what's really wrong or the truth behind something. You're not really seeing the truth, and so you have this like weight and you don't really know what the best decision is, and sometimes you feel it going on in this direction, sometimes you feel like taking that side of things, and then you're being pulled in 2 different directions basically. And so the karma that you have right now is kind of figuring out and deciding what is best for you, because right now you might be listening to the advice of other people. Right now you might be confiding in other people a lot, which can be helpful, but it can also be a little bit detrimental, because one thing that I feel like you guys really need to learn is what's best for you, because nobody else in this world will know what's best for you. It's good to get advice from other people, but always make a decision based on what you feel is best for you. So if you guys want help out of this karma, choose what you are being called to without the opinions of other people. So you can always listen to other things and get advice from other people. It's sometimes a little bit helpful, but at the end of the day, don't make a decision because it's what somebody else thinks is best for you. Make a decision based on what you think is best for you. I think like for you guys, it's time to come out of your shell and stop doing things because other people are telling you to do them, and make decisions solely just for yourself and get out of that shell. Because right now I feel like you guys are in this shell trying to protect yourselves from making the wrong decision. You don't want to make the wrong decision. You don't want to be wrong. And so you have a tendency to listen to other people in order to like take the blame off yourself if it doesn't go right. That way, if you choose what other people are telling you to do and go based on that advice and it doesn't turn out good, you don't have to blame yourself for it. So it's kind of keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself secure. What you have to do is learn to just own up to your own mistakes. Don't have fear of making mistakes, because you know mistakes do happen and it's part of the learning lesson of life. But what you have to do is trust in yourself enough to make these decisions, and you have to have full confidence and power in this and what you decide to do. So you have to stand strong. You have to build that very strong foundation for yourself and a very sturdy foundation. And sometimes you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay, because it's all part of the journey. And so the next card we have is sensuality, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. So your freedom flowing from far away. So your freedom, it's like in sight, but it's far. It's at the end of your sight, basically. And so what you need to do is start walking towards your own freedom. Start walking towards what you feel. Sensuality is all about what we feel. And so you need to go based on your own feelings, and you need to get in touch with your own feelings. Maybe even start to meditate a little bit to really realize what your real feelings are. We also have the card here of glamour. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. And so what you need to do is look in the mirror at yourself to see those realms of possibility in front of you. Look at yourself in the mirror, and this can be a metaphorical mirror or a real mirror, and come to terms with your own real feelings of who you really are. And that way you'll come out of your shell and be able to make decisions for yourself, because you're looking at your own emotions, your own feelings, and not having clouded judgment because you have this person's opinion and that person's opinion and then your own feelings, and you're just so conflicted at that point. So I think it's time to stop asking other people for advice and to start just doing what you feel is correct, and to become more in that adulthood stage. We also have the card, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive all the highest energy of all. So you have to open your heart to receive the highest energy of all. And what I get from this card is, the fact that you're a little bit closed off right now, you might be closed off to love, you might be closed off to this, you might be closed off to that, or you just might be closed off to the fact that you don't want to make your own choices, which actually closes you off to so much possibility for you. If you close yourself off to what you want, and you keep playing life by other people's thoughts and opinions of what you should be doing, you're actually closing off yourself to the joy and abundance that would actually make you happy. The only way to make yourself happy is to start living through yourself. Start living by your own decisions and your own choices, and you start to open up the realm of possibility to the things that will make you happy. Because if you go based on other people's opinions all the time, even if they think, you should do this because I did this and it was the right choice for me, and then you think, oh, well, that must be the right choice for me too, even if it might be in conflict with what you were thinking of doing yourself, you're actually going down the wrong path when you do that, because you're drawn to a certain thing in life. You're drawn to make a certain choice or to do a certain thing because it's what's going to bring you the most happiness and the most fulfillment. Sure, it could be a mistake in the end, but you'll learn from it and you'll fulfill yourself and your desires and what you need to learn that way. Other words, you're not learning what you need to learn. So you're drawn to certain things for a very specific reason, because there's learning in there for you and there's also happiness and joy in there for you. So it's time to make your own decisions. We also have the card Gold, Divine Intervention. God sends miracles to answer sincere prayers. So if you need advice on something, you can pray. If you believe in God, you can pray to the universe. You can ask the universe for signs. You can ask God for signs, whatever you believe in, but it will actually be answered, and it will be answered in the form of what's best for you. Other people can only see what they've done, what was best for them. You are the only person that can see what is best for you, since you're the only person that's actually in your shoes. No matter how much you enlighten somebody to your own thoughts and ideas and feelings, they can only answer based on their own personal experience. They're not actually in your shoes. So you're the only person who can actually really make a real decision for yourself. But the universe can also help you with that, because the universe is the divine energy of all. It's the divine energy of yourself. The universe can see where you're actually at. The only person in your shoes is yourself and the universe or God, whatever you believe in. So they'll always be able to answer what's best for you as well, in the form of what is actually best for you. Then here we also have the card of boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So this card right here is talking about, okay, where do you need to set boundaries? Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people make decisions for you. Don't start saying yes to people just because you feel like you need to help them. Don't say yes to people because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Don't say things to people because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Don't make your own decisions based on how it's going to affect other people. Make your decisions because it's going to be what's best for you and what you want in your life. Do not make decisions because you're scared of hurting others or you're scared of disappointing others. You are going to disappoint people no matter what you choose. And you're going to disappoint yourself if you don't do what is best for you. So you need to think about yourself and put yourself first, because your life is your life. Their life is their life. They're in control and they're going to do what they want of their life. You're not in control of their life. You're only in control of yours. So live, and this could sound selfish in a way or whatever, but when you look at it in the big picture, we shouldn't be living for other people. Every individual is responsible for themselves. You're responsible for your happiness. Everyone else is responsible for their own happiness. If you make a decision and it hurts them in some type of way, they need to go and figure out how to find their own happiness in their own shoes so that they're not affected by other people and their decisions. And that's what you need to do as well. You need to find your own happiness so that you're not affected by anybody else, and that you're happy and you can spread happiness to everybody else. Because if you're not happy, you are not giving any happiness to the world. You're not improving the world in any type of way. So if you want to improve the world in a big, massive way, find your own happiness, because then you can spread happiness and joy to this whole planet. And the only way to find your own happiness is to do what makes you happy and what's best for you. So the next card we have is exchanging gifts. And so with this, I kind of get the vibe like, if you're worried about how your decisions are going to affect other people, if you're worried about this or that, the fact of you making your own decisions and living in your own happiness will actually exchange that gift back onto others, and other people will realize how to make themselves happy as well by you being an influence of that and starting to do that yourself. And so that's what I get from that card right there. We also have the card, the Devil, the Eight of Wands, and the Emperor right here. And so the Devil is like, you're currently chained to what other people think of you. You're currently chained to how your actions are going to affect other people. But if you unchain yourself from that and you just be yourself, you will actually free other people as well. In freeing yourself, you free everybody else as well, so that everyone else can go find their happiness and you can find your happiness. And then this world is full of just really happy people, and what's better than that? So it's time to unchain yourself from feeling like you're affecting other people or feeling like you need to listen to other people. It's time to unchain that. And Eight of Wands is all about freedom and moving and movement. So once you unchain yourself, you'll feel so free, you'll feel so moved, you'll feel so inspired to start things, and things will actually start happening for you very quickly at that point. But it's about unchaining yourself. The Devil is like being chained up to something, and with the Eight of Wands, you are now free, and in that freedom, you inspire freedom and you inspire more movement in this world, and you can actually make a change and a difference on a very quick, fast, amazing level. And at the end of this, we have the Emperor. We also have two more cards over here, but at the end of the actual tarot right here, we have the Emperor. And so in this, you inspire confidence, you inspire individuality once you start to do this, and you become your own person. You become a confident, amazing, like, looked up to role model type of person. The Emperor is a role model who can now give advice to other people, and his advice actually matters because he did it. And so your advice to other people would be, do what you think is best. That would start to be your own advice that you give to other people, because you'll realize how amazing that affected you and made you your own person and made you the greatest and best that you could be. The last two cards that we have is Goodwill and Purification. So right now you need to purify yourself and realize what your own emotions are and detach from the old emotions of other people's opinions, and other people's thoughts. Because right now I feel like that's clouding you and you can't really decipher between your own wants and needs and others' wants and needs for you. And so right now you need to purify yourself and really meditate and find out, what are my own emotions? What do I really feel, and what do I really want because of my emotions? What are my emotions telling me, and what do I really want to do, and what kind of choices do I want to make? So you need to purify yourself and start to do that. This is also the black tourmaline card. So maybe having some black tourmaline around, it does absorb any negative energies and helps make a clear path and idea for you. So having black tourmaline around can really help you out. Then we also have Goodwill, which is ocean jasper. And so goodwill and good intention. So just so you guys know, this isn't about being egotistical, this isn't about being selfish, but there is a form of selfishness that needs to occur in order to become your own person. But it's not talking about being selfish and throwing others on the sidelines. It's just realizing your own self and making decisions for yourself. But it's not being selfish and saying like, I'm only gonna be me and I'm never going to give to other people. You can give to other people, but you shouldn't let other people control you. So that's the whole point of this, is letting go of people having control over you and becoming your own person, but you can still give and have goodwill for the entire humanity. So that is what that is talking about, and it's ocean jasper. So those two crystals are really amazing. Some of my favorite crystals, and that is your guys' tarot reading. I hope it was accurate for you guys. And that's all for you, pile number one. All right, pile number two, let's find out what your karma currently is at this moment and how to clear that karma. All right, so pile number two, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. Right now, you guys, I'm seeing you're either too attached to material stuff or you're too attached to other people right now, because we do have the Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Ten of Pentacles. So this right here can be an addiction to material things, and having material things be your vice to feeling worthy or feeling worth or feeling successful. And so I feel like your guys' karma right now is to let go of the need for material things and feeling like material things is going to be what makes you great or make you amazing. And so I feel like you guys are kind of like chained to that, or chained to the idea that what you have shows your worth, which it doesn't. And so I feel like your guys' karma right now is realizing that there's a more spiritual side and other things can fulfill you and make you an amazing person without being material things. There's more to the material side than just that. This can also be a codependency on certain relationships as well. Either codependency on family, codependency on your mother, codependency on friends, codependency on a actual partnership or relationship that you have, and feeling like you need that person constantly in order to feel worthy. So that can also be what this is. That goes along with material things because it's physical things in our world, which can be people or actual objects or money or anything like that. Anything that has a physical form. So I feel like there's some type of codependency on that where you only feel worthy when you have that thing in your life. So right now you need to let go of those needs and those desires, and that's the current karma that you might be going through. And so your current karma might be showing you, and you might be losing certain people in your life, or you might be needing people, or otherwise you fall into a depression, or you might be needing certain objects or money or material things to feel worthy. And so the universe might be trying to take those things away from you right now, or show you that there's certain chaos going on with that. What you guys need to do though in order to kind of clear this karma is knowledge. Let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. So right now I feel like you guys need to dive into the worthiness of knowledge, the worthiness of spirituality, the worthiness of yourself without anything, the worthiness of your own spirit. And through that knowledge, I feel like you're going to clear a lot of karma. We also have the card of harmony. As I create, I will share harmony divine with love and care. And so I feel like you guys need to find this balance between, because we can have material stuff. When we talk about becoming spiritual, a lot of spiritual people like to say, oh, you need to let go of any desire on material, you need to let go of any desire on people, and you just need to let go of everything. And that's not necessarily the case. You just need a good balance of it. And so right now you need to, right now the teeter-totter is just in one direction, and you're too dependent on material things or relationships. And right now you need to balance that out. You need to realize that your soul is worthy without those things. You can still have those things, but you need to realize your worth without it. You are perfect the way that you are. If you had nothing on this world, if you had no friends, no family, no partnership, no relationship, no money, no wealth, no material objects, you would still be full and complete without it. And in knowing that, that's how you can gain everything that you ever wanted, is once you realize that balance, that you're complete without it, but it's still nice to experience. But you are complete without it. You do not need it. And so what you need to realize and show to the universe and show to yourself and prove to yourself is that you can go out and still be confident talking to other people. You can still be confident at your job. You can still be confident everywhere in this world and not have anything. You can be confident without it. Once you prove that you can do that and you let go of being chained to something, and you show that you can live without it, that's when you can really enjoy having it. And that's when you can really experience having it. And the universe won't be trying to take it away from you because you're not clinging to it. When we're clinging to it, things tend to break apart because we're holding onto it so tightly, so it ends up crumbling down. When we just hold it because it's nice to hold, but we don't rely on it, we don't need it, we're not squeezing it anymore, and so we're not crumbling it away from our existence. We can just have it. So the next card that we have is Release Your Ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And so in this card, whether you're attached to material things, wealth, or an actual partnership, this is talking release that. And you will release yourself from this current karma. So right now you need to release your dependency on people, your dependency on material objects or money. You need to release your need for that. And in releasing that, you can then have it back and it won't crumble away from you. So it's exactly what I was talking about in the harmony card. So it's time to release all of that kind of stuff. Then we also have the card of natural beauty and authenticity. And so this talks hugely about, okay, so whether you're attached to the way that you look or the people that are around you or anything like that, right now you need to let go of what you're attached to and just be natural yourself without anything else. Just be your spirit, your soul, and realize your natural beauty and authenticity and be an authentic person. If you can be authentic without having material stuff and be like, look at the new house I got, look at the new car I got, look at how much money I have in my bank account right now, look at my job that I have, look at my wife that I have or my husband, or look at the family that I have, and look at my best friend, and look at this person, and I'm complete when I'm with this person or when I have these things in my life. Right now you need to show and prove to yourself that you are naturally perfect without anything. And in being your authentic self, you will start to realize that. It's about being authentically you. And the reason why people are so reliant on certain objects is because they're trying to prove to others that they are worthy and they're successful. But in trying to prove to others, they're really actually just trying to prove to themselves. And being accepted by other people, when they feel like, oh, if I have this, I'll be accepted by others, they're actually looking for self-acceptance themselves. And so once you accept yourself for who you are naturally, authentically, without all this other stuff, you release your reliance on having that in order to impress others. You release your reliance on that in order to feel accepted in this world. So once you accept who you are, just as yourself, just as your spirit, just as your person, you release the need to have anything else in order to feel accepted and worthy and amazing. And then you can actually enjoy what you really have. And so all of a sudden when you have this car and you have this job, you just feel so good about it, and you don't need to prove it to other people. You don't need to brag about it to other people. You release the need to do that. You can still feel good about having that job. You can still feel successful, but it becomes way more enjoyable and way more amazing once you release the need for it. And that way, when you go to meet people, you don't feel automatically like on edge and like, oh, well, guess what I have? I have all this. And you've released the need to impress because you already feel perfectly impressed by yourself. So that's the catch. You actually feel so impressed by yourself that there's no need to even say it to other people because you're already so impressed and so good and so satisfied and so full. And so that's what this is going to do for you. This is what this whole karmic lesson is for you. And that's how you'll be once you learn this lesson, is you'll feel so fulfilled and so naturally amazing that you feel that power every single second of every single day. And so it's like there's no point of even mentioning it because you already naturally feel it anyway. You literally feel the reaction of somebody being like, wow, every single second of every single day, because you're in awe and in wow of yourself and how amazing yourself already is. And it's not about getting egotistical, so don't take that as like an ego thing of like, wow, I'm so amazing and I'm like a narcissist. It's not even that feeling at all. But you just become so at peace with everything that everything just feels 10 times better than it normally would. People that are narcissists are actually the people that lack a lot and have a lot of lack of confidence. But this is about gaining a lot of confidence to the point where you don't need to brag about it to anybody else. You don't even need to do anything because you just feel fulfilled and amazing. And that's the best feeling ever. So just so you know, because I feel like someone's going to comment like, oh, that's narcissism. It's not. It's actually the complete opposite. So anyway, the next card is Get Grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives connect with nature. And so I feel like for you guys, you need to get grounded in yourself. You need to get grounded in your own soul and your own spirit. And in doing that, you're going to find your authentic self, and getting comfortable with your authentic self is the point of this karma. And you're going like, when I see this kind of karmic lesson going on and people refuse to learn the actual lesson in this, usually they lose everything that they have. And so what you need to do is really start to feel comfortable with who you really are in your own feelings. Release your dependency on anything, and that way those things can actually come back to you and stay because you're not crumbling them away like I said before. The next card we have is Serendipity. And so in this card, I feel like you will start to see signs as you start to do this properly. So if you're worried like, how do I know I'm not becoming a narcissist and I'm actually just enjoying myself and really loving myself? You'll notice serendipity type of experiences. You'll feel more yourself. You'll feel like, whoa. You'll just have like all these like dreams will be in alignment. You'll feel in alignment. You'll start to gain a lot in this life, materially and spiritually. You'll gain pretty much anything and everything that you've ever wanted. And so it kind of goes oddly like hand in hand. So it's like in letting go of the material, you gain the material. And it's a tough concept to explain, but I hope you guys just kind of like get a little bit of a download of what I'm talking about. And if you guys want more information on this, I'm totally down to make a video on how letting go of things actually brings them to you. I'll make a specific video on that if this still doesn't make sense at the end of this. But anyway, the next cards that we have are Death, Seven of Swords, and the Moon. So in Death, this is a transformation. What you guys need to do is go through a death of the ego. Go through a death of your desires and a death of what you feel so attached to. And it's not talking about a physical death. This is talking about a spiritual like transformation. And in that, it's kind of like a death of the ego, if that makes sense. And I feel like you guys need to go through that in order to release this karma. And then the next card that we have is the Seven of Swords. And so in this one, we might feel like we have things that are being taken away from us. We might feel like other people like judge us in certain ways. We might be worried about the way that other people might judge us. We might be worried about how we judge ourselves, because the only time when we're worried about other people's judgments is when we're worried because we judge ourselves, and so we're worried about other people judging us that way. If you stop judging yourself, you won't be worried about other people's judgments anymore, because you are just so sure of yourself and you're confident in yourself that if somebody says something to you, you can already recognize that as false because you don't judge yourself in that way. But if you judge yourself in a certain way and you're insecure about something, all of a sudden when somebody thinks that, that's when we're scared of their judgments, is because we already are harsh on ourselves with those things. So you need to let go of your own judgments of yourself and your own ego of yourself, and that way you won't be worried about what other people think of you anymore, and that'll be a really liberating, beautiful feeling. The next card that we have is the moon, and so it's stepping into the unknown. When you start to do this, you might be stepping into a really unknown realm for you, because maybe we've been attached to certain relationships or material things for so long that when we let it go, it's like we don't know what we're stepping into. That's unknown territory. It can be scary. We don't know what's going to happen when we do that, and so it can be scary. It has so much beauty in it once you do that, because a whole new world will open up where you can receive anything and everything you've ever desired, because of the fact that you are just perfectly you and love yourself and your own authenticity. The last two cards that we have is Her Golden Grace and Crossroad of Destiny. And so I feel like once you guys find this grace of yourself, once you guys let go of the things that you feel like you need, you'll be finding your true purpose and destiny. I feel like you guys will actually have a huge life transformation where you guys might change up your entire job. You might change up your entire friends that you keep around you. You might change up the way that you look, the beauty that you strive to achieve every single day, and you just might start to feel really comfortable with who you are, and it'll be better than what you feel right now. So if you guys are scared of it, if you guys are worried like, oh, but I don't want to all of a sudden become like all natural and, you know, not rely on my makeup and my clothes or my car or my job or my relationships. I don't want to feel comfortable without it, because that means then I won't need it, and that means I probably won't have it. But that's not the case. Not needing it doesn't mean you're not going to have it. It just means you don't need it anymore. It means you don't have this reliance. You don't have this part of you that is hanging on to it so tightly, but it doesn't mean you can't have it. Just because you don't need something doesn't mean that you're not going to want it or have it after that. You can still be beautiful and do your hair every day or wear those certain clothes or have relationships and have this and have that, but when you let go of the need for it, you liberate yourself. You completely liberate yourself, and then you come into a feeling of fulfillment and wholeness and authenticity. That's the best feeling. And so I feel like when you guys do that, you'll be at that crossroads of destiny, and you're going to hold yourself with a beautiful grace that can never be taken away from you again. And so that is what I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. All right, pile number 3, my lapis lazuli pile. Let's find out what your current karma is that you're going through and how to release it and let go of that karma. All right, pile number 3, this is what I'm getting for you guys. I feel like you guys, this is your life karma right here. This is something that won't be even fulfilled until like this is your whole life purpose right here. This is your karma as your whole life purpose is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 3. So the karma that you guys are currently going through is you came here, your soul mission is to enlighten humanity and uplift the vibration of humanity, because we start off here with the sun. And this, I'm just getting the feeling that you guys, your karma is to be a light worker. Especially since we also have the Pleiades over here. It's all really obvious. We also have the Moonchild card and the High Priestess. I mean, like, this whole spread right here is talking about your life purpose is literally to enlighten humanity and uplift the vibration of humanity, which is honestly pretty much everyone's life purpose. But your karma that you're specifically going through right now is awakening your spiritual side even more. If you have a spiritual side already, you're probably ascending to the next level of that spiritual side and awakening things even more, discovering even more of it and certain powers and certain knowledge and things that you didn't even know existed. Beyond what you already know, even if you know a lot. Or if you don't know a lot, you are currently awakening your spiritual side to awaken your light worker side. This is what I'm seeing for you guys. And then we also do have the Wheel of Fortune right here. And so this card, like your fortune, when you came down here, your purpose was to do this. This is a lot of people's purposes though. So this kind of almost speaks to everybody at the moment, but I feel like specifically you guys right now are going through a spiritual awakening and going through this awakening process. So there's times, the Wheel of Fortune always talks about the cycles of life. So there's times when people are asleep and they don't really realize their light worker abilities, their whole entire life purpose of uplifting the vibration of the entire universe. And so right now you guys are on the up and up right now and learning and awakening yourselves. So you're on the awakening portion right now of your soul's mission and your life purpose and your karma. You're awakening that karma right now, and that karma is finding you right now and awakening you. There's people that stay asleep to their soul's purpose, life mission until they're like 70 years old. There's people that awaken when they're 45. There's people that awaken when they're like any number, just name a number. Different people wake up at different times. There's also people that wake up when they're 3 years old. It just depends your certain life mission and when you're supposed to be woken up. So you guys who picked pile number 3 are being woken up right now to your soul's mission and to your light worker mission right now as you're reading this, as I'm reading this to you, I guess, as you're watching this. So right now you guys are being awakened. And so your karma right now is literally realizing your life's purpose. The next card we have is Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep. Sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. So listen to your guys' dreams right now. I feel like you guys are getting ascensions while you sleep as well. I'm totally getting that vibe. You're probably getting downloads from the universe. You'll all of a sudden realize information. Downloads are basically, if you guys don't know, sometimes when you're just doing daily activities or thinking about whatever, you're in the shower or while you're asleep and you wake up, all of a sudden you kind of like have this like, whoa, I just realized like a huge answer to the universe. And it's just like, whoa, I just like received a bunch of information. It gets more and more intense and more powerful as you start to get more and more downloads on certain things, and your level of understanding the universe, it'll get more and more intense and more in depth as you keep going through it. It's so funny because we also have the number 44 and 45. So you guys are in like a sequence right now. Numbers might be speaking to you guys. So definitely look out for that. We also have the card of new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. And so I feel like you guys are on this new start. You guys might not have even realized your fullest potential in your more spiritual light worker side of self. And so right now, you guys who pick pile number 3 are starting to awaken to it. And this is almost going to be a new beginning for you guys, where you guys blossom. You were a caterpillar your whole life, and you finally went into the cocoon stage, and you're about to blossom into this huge butterfly, and you're going to be like, woo, I'm free, and realize, you know, everything that you're supposed to be doing right now. We do also have the card of love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And so right now, you just need to start loving yourself, loving who you are, putting yourself first, because your soul's mission is literally coming alive right now. And you guys need to put yourself first. And in putting yourself first, your mission is to help humanity, but when you put yourself first, you put your mission first, and your mission is helping everyone else. And so it's not even selfish, it's not self-centered at all. Loving yourself is actually going to help you spread that love to humanity and help humanity love all of themselves and raise the vibration higher. And so I feel like you guys really need to start really falling in love with who you are and what your soul's mission is. We do also have the card of self-confidence through God confidence. Believe in yourself by believing in God working through you. And so if you don't believe in God, think of this as the universe working through you, the energy of the universe working through you. By the way, we are all so connected. Like, everyone on earth is another aspect of yourself. And in all of us, in the collective consciousness, we are almost, we're connected to every single energy on this planet and in this universe. And so in that universe, we are connected to God. We are connected to the higher powers, the more ascended masters. We're all connected to all of that. And so the fact that we're connected to all of that, and it's just other aspects of ourselves, makes us also have that same energy within ourselves. So self-confidence through God confidence. Realize that you have the power to channel any energy. You have the power to channel the highest of high energies. Aspects of yourself are that highest of highest energy, whether you believe that is God or the universe or your higher self or ascended masters or anything. You have aspects of whatever your highest version of anything is in yourself. So you are part of that. That is part of you. And so realize that you are amazing and you have this power, and you can spread this power and enlighten other people and raise the vibration of everybody by everyone realizing that we are all connected on every single level to everything of energy, and anything and everything is just energy when we come down to it. We also have the card Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So I would not doubt if you guys were a Pleiadian. If you guys do not know what a Pleiadian is, I will put a word up here so you guys know how to spell it. It's a really funny spelling, but look into it. Pleiades come from the Pleiades constellation, which is beside Orion. And in that constellation, it is part of the Taurus constellation, actually. A lot of us came down from the Pleiades to help uplift and raise the consciousness of the entire planet Earth. And in raising that consciousness, we're going into the other dimensions. We're ascending ourselves to the next dimensions. And a lot of Pleiadians came down here to help the ascension process. If you look into Dolores Cannon, she talks about, she used to be like a hypnotherapist. And she had a bunch of people that didn't know anything about spirituality or even anything like that, and put them into a deep hypnosis where they would connect to their higher selves. They'd go into deep theta brainwave states, which is the deepest brainwave state you can go in. And she asked them certain questions like, what is your life purpose? What is this? What is that? And they all had the same answer of, we came down here at this time because humanity is going through a raising of their consciousness, a raising of their vibration. And they all came to assist the raising of that vibration. And people did not even know what they were talking about when they woke up from their hypnosis. They were like, what does that even mean? Is that what I said? And almost everyone had the exact same answer, which is crazy. And so if you guys look into what a Pleiadian is, that's probably what you are, and this is probably what your soul life mission is. The next card that we have is soulmates right here. And so I feel like you guys in this karma, you guys also might be dealing with a lot of soulmate relationships that can come in the form of friendships or actual partnership relationships. So just so you guys know, soulmates can also be friendships as well. So you might be going through a lot of karma in friendships and relationships and all this type of stuff in order to ascend everybody that's around you. And so this ascension process is going to involve other people and all that kind of stuff, just so you guys know. The next couple cards that we have is the High Priestess. This card just deals with discovering hidden knowledge, discovering the esoteric stuff, awakening your own intuition and psychic abilities and all this kind of stuff. So right now, you guys are literally awakening that kind of stuff within yourselves, which is insanely powerful stuff, just so you guys know. And you're becoming like the High Priestess, and you're going to be like a divine light worker type of person. We also have Moonchild, which is a lot like the High Priestess. It's a lot like the Pleiades card. A Moonchild is somebody who's very connected to the moon, which is very connected to their intuition. It's ruled by Cancer. It doesn't mean that you guys need to be a Cancer in order to have this pile resonate with you, but it just is talking about the moon's energy, which relates to Cancer, which is very intuitive, very emotional, listening to your emotions and intuition, and being very psychic as well. Then we also do have the card, the Lovers, which is connected a lot to the Soulmates card. So I feel like this is also, the Lovers deals with being authentically yourself. And so come out with your authenticity. Don't be scared to be yourself. Don't be scared to show who you really are and what you believe in your spiritual side and all this kind of stuff, no matter if people think you're crazy or not. Because as long as you are giving the truth, that is all that matters in this universe. So be authentically you. Do not hold back and just be yourself. And also connect to people. Get that really deep connection with people and help people uplift their own vibration and all that kind of stuff. And really enjoy relationships and friendships at this time, especially those soulmate karmic ones. I feel like you're going to be going through a lot of karma in relationships, and it's going to be you discovering who you really are through relationships, because that is how we discover who we are, is by being in relationships and realizing what kind of stuff gets brought up for us, is how we realize who we really are and what the things that we need to change, the things that we need to work on in order to become the best version of ourselves. Relationships are always mirror reflections of ourselves, and so sometimes we can feel like we're with somebody who's the complete opposite, but it's actually a mirror reflection of who we really are deep down on the inside. And so we will talk about that in another video, because if I talk about that right now, it's going to be way too long. I keep wanting to talk about so many different things, so we'll make a lot of videos coming shortly. So stay subscribed if you guys aren't already, because lots of videos coming to explain deeper into this type of stuff. But anyway, you might be noticing that either a lot of arguments are happening in relationships or a lot of things keep getting brought up. It's to ascend you and help you work on your own energy so that you can ascend everybody else as well. And so relationship karma, strong at this time. Do not be scared of it. Do not be worried of it. Don't think the world is out to get you. It's very strong right now because it's showing you who you really are, and it's going to help you help humanity in the bigger picture as you're going through relationship karma. We also have the card discernment and sensitivity. And so you guys might be very sensitive at this time. Usually when we're going through a spiritual awakening or a kundalini awakening or anything like that, you guys can watch my video on it. It's a very sensitive time for a lot of us. It's so sensitive because we're awakening our psychic abilities. We're awakening our intuition, and our intuition is very sensitive. It's very connected to our emotions, and so we can be going through extreme emotion, extreme highs and extreme lows, harder than we've ever felt before, because also as the Kundalini moves up your body, it can bring up deep-seated, undealt with emotions from the past, and as those come up, we just deal with them all up front, all at once, and it's like, whew, it's like a big smack in the face, basically. But it's helping us get rid of old things that no longer serve us, old energies that we cling on to that we didn't even realize we were clinging on to, and the Kundalini helps us eradicate those things, so it can be a very sensitive time, especially as we're awakening up our intuition as well and feeling things on a deeper level and a higher, more intense level. And then discernment right here, it's going to help you realize how to discern from certain things and how to realize the truth behind everything. And so that's also what the High Priestess is about. She discovers the truth because she, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, she's holding the scroll that says Thoth on it, but you can't, or Thoth, or however you pronounce it, but you can't read the whole entire thing underneath her cloak because it's hidden knowledge. Not everyone knows what it is, but if you know what it is, you know what it is. It's all about the Emerald Tablet and the secrets of the universe. And so discernment, you'll be able to discover what's truth and what's not based on your own intuition. Your intuition will tell you if you hear something, whether that is actually true or not, because a lot of us can be lost and feel like, oh, that must be true and that must be true, and then this and then there's that, and how do I know what's even real because there's so many conflicting opinions? With your intuition being awakened, you will start to have strong discernment for what is truth and what is not. And then your whole life's mission, your karma, is to spread that truth to other people and spread that truth to the world, because your own discernment is strong enough to realize what is truth and what is not. So we're basically getting rid of all the lies in the universe and realizing what is true, and that is your guys' karma in this lifetime. This is your whole lifetime kind of purpose. This is everyone's life purpose. I do want to say that, but specifically pile number 3, you're going through that awakening right now, and your karma right now is this awakening. So this is what I see for you, pile number 3, really intense stuff, and that is what I see for you guys. All right, moving on to pile number 4, let's find out what your current karma is that you're going through and how to clear it and fix it. All right, so pile number 4, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. I feel like you guys are going through some relationship karma right now when we have the 3 of Cups coming up first. So right now, you might feel like this can go a couple different ways. So right now you guys might be feeling like, oh, I just want to go out and have a good time. I just want to have a good time. I just want to have a good time. And you might be running away from what you really need to be doing in this world. So that can be one way of looking at this. It can also be that you're going through a lot of relationship karma, and that things in relationships, they're coming up and you're realizing like, oh, I don't really vibe with that. I can't really do that. Or certain karma is coming up through friendships, through relationships, and through indulgence and having a good time. So that is where your karma is currently coming up. And right now it's like you might be running away from things. You might be avoiding certain things. You might be trying to run away from what you feel like you really truly need to do. And you might just be having a good time and celebrating instead, and just indulging into certain things and running away from your problems, basically. And so I feel like your current karma is to realize and own up to the things that you've done, the things that you have created in your life right now. So if you've created like a certain scenario that you just don't want to face and you want to run away from, realizing and owning up to it is what's going to release you from this karma. But you need to own up to it and realize it for yourself. And even just accepting it yourself, you don't even have to own up to it and go spread it out to the world like, I've done this and this and this. At least start with accepting it in yourself and realizing and owning up to it, and owning up to it in yourself and changing yourself, and not continuing down the same avoidance path as before, and changing yourself to do what you know you actually need to do. I feel like you know it in your true core, what you really need to let go of and what you need to do in order to stop avoiding what you need to face. There's something that you guys need to face, but you just keep avoiding it. So, and I feel like it has to deal with running away and just avoiding the problem by celebrating and having a good time and doing this and doing that, and avoiding what you really need to face and what you really need to do. And I feel like it's going to help you with manifesting, because I feel like in running away right now, you're running away from so many problems and you can't do what you actually want to do in life, because you'd have to face your problems in order to actually be yourself and do what you want to do. And you'd need to stop celebrating and partying and actually hunker down and do the things that you want to do to make them happen. But in doing that, it's not necessarily a distraction from running away from your problems anymore. It's actually, needing to face them and think about them in order to concentrate on what you really came here to do. And so it might be this kind of weird back and forth thing where it's hard to face. Things can be really hard to face, but it's your karma right now. And I think it's going to go a lot better than what you think it will. I think you're more scared of it than you actually need to be, especially because we do have the card at the end here called karmic grace. And so I feel like karma is going to give grace to you. You don't need to worry about it. It's not going to come bite your butt for so many years, and it's just going to follow you for the rest of your life. It's only going to follow you for the rest of your life if you keep avoiding it and keep trying to run away from it. It'll keep catching up to you, and you'll have to run farther. Catch up to you, you'll have to run farther. It's going to do that for the rest of your life if you don't face it. You need to face it, deal with it, accept it, and move past it. You need to look at it in the eye and be like, okay, I am looking at you, I am accepting that this is what this is, and then it'll stop chasing you. Then you can go and do whatever you want, and it's not going to keep running after you. You'll be good. And so better do that sooner than later, because the longer we wait, the more we're running, the more we're using our energy for something where we could just turn around and just face it and deal with it, and we don't have to waste our energy just constantly running. And so I feel like you guys need to do that at this moment in time and realize that what you think about, you attract. What goes on above happens down below. So what goes on above happens out here. As above, so below. As below, so above. And so look at your outer world. That's a reflection of what's going on internally. Look at your internal world and realize that your outer world is a reflection of what's going on inside. So that's basically what that means. It's a hermetic maxim, or whatever you call it. And so look within and realize that you're creating your reality. And it's going to keep creating scaredness and undealt with feelings and scary feelings. As long as you keep trying to push it away, it'll keep popping back up for you. Anyway, the next card that we have is Destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. So as you walk, just ask things to be shown to you to help you deal with them. Tell the universe, okay, I'm going to start dealing with my problems. Show me what it is. And face it. Have the confidence and the courage to face it. It can be very difficult. I totally get that. It can be scary. It can be like, holy crap, what is going to happen? What am I allowing to happen? But you're only allowing it to happen because you want to be liberated and free from it. That's when you start allowing things to happen, because you realize, you know what? I don't want to keep running. I don't want to keep hiding. It's time to face it, and that way you can let it go. That is your destiny. In order to find your destiny, you need to face it. So this is a huge destiny thing. You can really make anything happen, but the only way you can make things happen is if you stop running and you face what you need to face, and that way, once you're done facing it and you deal with the problem, after that you can make anything happen. You can create the world that you want to create, and it can be anything that you want it to be. But you need to face what you need to face first. The next card that we have is Trust. I am safe, I am secure, in love I trust, my faith endures. So you need to just have trust that in dealing with this, it's not like you can make anything happen after it. And just trust that you will be so safe. The universe will keep you safe, but you need to deal with the problem. But it's going to be scary. But you need to have the courage and realize that everything's going to be okay in the end. But trust that you're going to be safe and that you're going to be secure, and realize that you can be safe and secure during it as well. And you'll be safe and secure after it. And then you'll be liberated and free to do whatever you want in life. And you'll have learned the lessons so you don't run into this problem again, hopefully. We also have the card of heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. And so I feel like there's some heart-to-heart conversations that you need to have with people. You need to let your true, authentic feelings out and tell this other person that you want to have this conversation where you guys talk about what you guys need to talk about in order to clear this karma, that you guys can just stop running away and stop avoiding. And that way you guys can really feel each other and come to terms with each other and stop running and feel good together. That is the whole point of this. So have those heart-to-heart conversations and realize and spread just love. Just love. You can love anybody and everybody and everybody can love you too. But it's hard to when you have those things that you need to deal with. So deal with those things, and all of a sudden you'll find this new profound love in yourself and in other people. But it might be chaotic when you have the conversation. I mean, usually when there's stuff to come up, it comes up kind of chaotically. But then all of a sudden the water becomes smooth after that. So when there's a storm, the ocean can look all crazy and blah. But then all of a sudden, once the storm's gone, the water is like peaceful and still and beautiful and amazing. And it's like never been such a beautiful day before, you know? So that's what I'm seeing going on for you guys. The next card we have is let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. So you're being guided to be bold and show your strength. So be bold, show your strength. Do not keep running away. Don't hop in that little boat that might be easy. Don't hop in that hiding place that might be easy. Be bold and show that you're strong enough to face the not easy crap too. Because in doing that, we show our strength and we build our strength and we show that we can do anything. And in showing that we can do anything, we prove to ourselves we can do anything. And then our highest of highest goals all of a sudden look easy because we're like, I made it through that. I could clearly climb to the top of that mountain and achieve that goal. Because if I can endure this, I can endure the climb to my goal. So you'll start to realize that you can make anything happen after that. Then we also have the card, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. So stop overthinking the issue. Stop overthinking like, oh, it's gonna be so horrible. I bet you it's gonna be a lot easier than you think it's going to be, especially at the end of it, once you realize what you've gone through. It might be a hard time and all that kind of stuff, but I bet you once you go through it, you'll be like, why was I avoiding that for so long? I am so glad I faced it and did what I did. That is literally gonna be your outcome. I already see you guys having that outcome and you're on the track. You're on the right track of doing that. We also have the card of blessed. So I feel like you guys are blessed. You are being watched over by angels and guides. They're going to make sure that nothing crazy happens to you. So you don't need to worry about anything super crazy. Like once you deal with this problem, you will literally be blessed. And also I feel like this card is talking about the outcome after you deal with this and stop running away and you face what you need to face and you face the people that you need to face. You have the conversations that you need to have. All of a sudden I feel like the universe will bless you and be like, oh my gosh, like you just cleared this karma. You are going to be so blessed once you clear that karma. Then we also have the cards, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Two of Cups. And so you will all of a sudden have the best relationships, the best friendships, the best partnerships, the best understanding, the mutual understanding between two people after you clear this karma, after you face what you need to face. You will have beautiful relationships from then on out. You will also be very inspired. You'll start an inspiring journey after this. You're going to have some type of spark of inspiration. You almost feel like all of a sudden you're just going to be on a mission. You're going to be starting your goals. We also have the Knight of Cups. So you might change up your surroundings, your emotions, your inspirations, and I feel like you're going to start something very inspiring after this, and you're going to be on a mission instead of running away and just avoiding it and indulging in other things and celebrating and being around friends and just avoiding your problems. All of a sudden you're going to be like, I'm on a mission, I have a mission, and you're going to be so dedicated to that mission, and it's going to be beautiful, and you're going to start to make things happen in your life. So we also have the cards here of acceptance and karmic grace. You need to accept yourself, you need to accept what has happened, you need to accept the past for what it is, you need to accept other people, but yeah, most importantly, accept yourself. And then karmic grace. You guys are going to release so much karma when you do this, and it'll be so liberating and so beautiful for you. It will literally be probably your best decision that you've ever made in your life, and at the end of this road, you're literally going to look back and be like, wow, I am so glad I chose to stop running away. And you're going to realize how amazing your life becomes after that, especially with the Magician card right here. You guys can make anything happen after this. What do you want to create? What do you want to do? If you want to create and do something, stop running away from your problems, face them, and then you'll be so liberated to make anything happen. And you'll be blessed with karmic grace through acceptance. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 4. All right, moving on to pile number 5, let's find out what your current karma is and how to let it go and fix it and clear this current karma. All right, so pile number 5, this is what I'm getting for you guys. We start off here with the Page of Wands, and this is kind of like they're the messengers, and so he's sending a message of spirituality, he's sending a message of inspiration, he's like the starting ideas of stuff, so he creates the ideas. This is what the Page of Wands is all about, but it's at the very beginning stages, and so I feel like your guys' karma, especially next to the 2 and 3, so it's kind of weird because Page of Wands is the first in the actual face cards, and we have 2 and 3, so it's almost like a 1, 2, 3. And so I feel like you guys are really just on the verge of starting something, and your karma is like initiation, really actually starting. I feel like you guys are planning for so long, thinking about something, dreaming about something. You guys are like the dreamers, pile number 5. And I feel like you guys have so many desires in this world, but I feel like you're almost going around maybe giving other people advice on how to start their dreams and what they need to do, because you see it so well, like what needs to happen and what needs to occur in order for things to happen, but it's about actually doing it Instead of just dreaming about it, instead of saying, I want to do this and I want to do that, and I'm going to plan it this way and I see how it's going to happen, you need to just jump at it and do it. Whatever you guys are feeling like you need to start, whatever you guys are feeling like you need to do or say or whatever. I feel like you guys just need to realize that you just need to act instead of think, instead of dream. Act, and do not get distracted by other things. Decide what you really want to do. Right now is a decision phase of like, there might be a few options of like, oh, I could do that, or I could do that, or maybe you guys like to change your minds a lot. But you need to find something that really fulfills you and do it and stick to it instead of just planning it, instead of just thinking about it, instead of letting yourself get distracted by other things as things start to pop up and come along. You just need to stick to what you actually want to do. So find what you want to do and stick to it. Don't wander off the beaten path. Don't be like, oh, something new came up. Nah, never mind. I feel like you guys are so comfortable with planning and so comfortable with coming up with ideas, but not comfortable enough to actually follow through when the goings get tough. You're very quick to find something else when obstacles show up. You might take it as a sign of like, oh, it means I'm not supposed to do that, off in another direction now. It's not a sign that you're not supposed to be doing it. When obstacles come up, they're challenges that you need to overcome in order to hold the next level of energy in that process of that thing of attaining your goal. When you have a goal and it's on top of a mountain and you're climbing that mountain and you might slide down a couple feet because some obstacle came or that rock was a little bit too loose that you grabbed onto, it is a lesson. It's a learning lesson teaching you how to climb mountains and how to decipher if that rock's loose and that rock's here and that rock's there. It's teaching you how to climb and get that goal. And so when obstacles show up, it's not telling you that you're not supposed to be climbing that mountain just because there was one loose rock. It's telling you that you need to have the strength and perseverance to continue on anyway and learn how to decipher which rock is best to grab onto next. It might happen even a couple times before you learn. It might even happen a few times before you learn. It might even happen once you've reached the top of the mountain, you're just about to reach your goal, and then you just slide all the way back down. That might happen. It doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. That just means you need to prove to the universe you have the perseverance and the strength to continue on anyway because you know what you want. Choose what you want and keep climbing until you get it. That is what you guys need to do. We have the next card here as victory. I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let the victory make me wise. And so this is the funny thing about victory. The climb and the obstacles that you face will make you wise. This is why this card literally says, the victory card literally says, I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let victory make me wise. Nobody who's gotten victory has said it was easy. Everyone who's had a goal and has attained that goal never said that that goal was easy and it just came to them so easily. Not one person on this planet has said that. Not one. Because when we have a goal, the journey to get to that goal has obstacles that we need to face, that we need to prove the perseverance and the will that we want it anyway, and we're going to get it anyway. It's a learning lesson, and it makes you wise. Because all of a sudden you climb that mountain and you have so much knowledge to share to the next person who's trying to climb that mountain. You can be like, well, don't grab onto the purple-colored rocks because they're loose. Don't grab onto this, and don't take that path because there's some bears that you're going to run to. Take this path instead, or carry some pepper spray, or do this, or do that. Just random examples of, what you might face when climbing a mountain. Doesn't mean you have to climb literal mountains. Maybe that's your goal, maybe it's not. But this is a metaphor for life. So just so you guys know, take this as a metaphor. You now have knowledge for everyone else because you've done it. So it's made you wise. So the next card we have is prosperity. As this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. So I see the tree as yourself, growing and getting stronger. The only way that you're going to grow and get stronger is to keep climbing that same mountain with your goal at the top and not just changing it immediately once I fell off that one. Next one. Next mountain, what's the next goal? You don't gain strength that way, nor do you grow. You just keep starting and starting and starting and starting and starting and starting. The beginning phases of stuff, it's never easy, but if you don't try to persevere and you don't get past the first level, you will never grow. If you're playing a video game and you keep starting out the first level of every single option that there is, you will never get to the second level. You'll never realize anything. You will never grow. In order to grow, you need to keep persevering on the same level until you complete it and get to the second level, and then there's going to be challenges in that second level you need to complete, then third level, fourth level, until you get to that final level, you complete it and you get your goal. It's almost like a little video game. So the only way you're going to grow so strong and so fine is by endurance and willpower. And then so may I prosper from the universal divine. And then you gain your prosperity once you reach that final level and you complete it with all that you've learned by going through the previous levels. The next card that we have is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. My eye is twitching. This has been happening for like the last week. My eye just like keeps randomly twitching. So if you see it twitching, just ignore it. Anyway, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So take control. Don't just quit when the going gets tough. Take control of your life, your desires, and make things happen. Have that willpower and say, you know what, I'm going to do this anyway. Take that control of yourself. And don't let the environment control you. If things are hard, don't let that be controlling you and let you give up. Be in control of yourself and say, no, I'm doing this anyway. I'm making it happen anyway. The next card that we have is socialize or join in. Make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. So if the people that you're currently surrounded by are people that like to quit to and change their minds on things really fast, you're going to be influenced by that. So instead, start to make friendships that inspire who you want to be and what you're now going to be. Make friendships of people that continue on even when the goings get tough, that stay committed to what they want, that just do what they want and have the same amount of motivation and drive as you do. And once you surround yourself with those people, you will start to become like those people. And those people will inspire you. And if you go through stuff, those people will be there to pick you up and say, you know what, keep going. And they're not going to encourage you to walk away. They're going to encourage you to stick to it and make it happen. The next card that we have is take a break. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So some things in life take an entire lifetime to achieve, not just one season. So you can be like, oh, I'm going to do this for a year and then I'm going to change it. If you do that, you're just taking little seasons and you're never going to really complete anything on a big level. They say it takes 10 years of doing something, or 1,000 hours, or 10,000 hours of doing something before you can really master it. But still, you can still take it farther from there. So take a break. Take little breaks once in a while when you need breaks. But don't take things in seasons. Don't be like, oh, well, I'm done doing this, so moving on. You can take little breaks to recuperate and regenerate yourself. You can take little breaks on that mountain. You've maybe climbed to the third level and you're like, I just need a drink of water and some rest. Do that, because then you can continue climbing. But don't just be like, oh, well, I climbed this far, I'm going to go back down and climb a different one because I'm too tired to keep climbing. Don't do that. Stay on that third level, take your rest, then keep climbing. A life's work, not a season. You can't climb something in just one season. You have to take your whole life to dedicate yourself to mastering something and doing something and making something happen. And as you complete that goal, as you reach the top of that mountain, then you might see another goal that's higher above the clouds that you couldn't see from down below. And you might realize like, oh, I've gotten this far and I've achieved all of this, but now there's all of this too. I want to go climb to the next level of this. So it's not saying it's going to take you your whole life to climb to the top of your current goal. It's just saying that there's more to that than what you think. And it's a life's journey. As you keep climbing, you're going to realize new heights and new heights that you want to get to all of the time. So just so you guys know, don't keep restarting because you're going to stay at ground level, you're going to stay at zero. But if you find a goal and you keep achieving or keep conquering that goal, you're going to get to new heights of that goal that other people haven't even yet seen. Next card is the tribe. And so the tribe, it depends on who you're surrounded by. Surround yourself with people with common interests, common goals. Even if they don't have maybe the exact same goals as you, as long as they're motivated people that inspire you, that's what you need to surround yourself by if you want to have that same type of energy. Then we also have the Hierophant, the Two of Wands, and Temperance. It's so funny. We have two sets of the Two of Wands. We have Two of Wands here and Two of Wands here. So it's really funny. It's all about deciding what you want to do. I think you guys really need to decide what you want to do, plan it, and then stick to it and make it happen. Temperance is all about patience. You guys need to have patience through this process. There's times you're going to fall back down. There's times where Temperance also is the woman who is mixing two different things together that don't actually normally go together. They don't actually belong. It's mixing oil and water and making them somehow mix without them separating and realizing how to do that. And so temperance takes two different things that do not belong and makes them belong. So even if you feel like you don't belong in something, but you're inspired by it and you want to make it happen, just make it happen. Make it mix. You can create anything. This universe is not, it does not have limitations. The only limitations are the ones that you put on yourself. And so if you don't want to have those limitations, take away the limitations and just be like, you know what, I'm going to mix this oil and this water and I'm going to make it happen because I want them to mix, because this is what I want to do. You can find a way to make it happen. You can come up with innovative ideas to make things happen. The next card we have is the Hierophant. So gain knowledge on this subject. The more you gain knowledge of it, the more you realize how easy it will be to actually conquer. It's not going to be, and that's not to say it's going to be easy. There's going to be obstacles that come up, but if you guys want to make it happen, start studying into it, start looking into it, and realize that it is possible. You can make it happen, but it requires dedication and knowledge, and I feel like you guys are going to become very wise in this as you start to go through this, but your karma is to realize that you can do it, and you need to stick to something and just do it. Then we also have the cards, the Untamed and Heavenly Mercy. And so I feel like you guys are a very untamed soul. We have a lot of fiery energy in here. The only actual like tarot cards we have, other than the two major arcana cards that we have, it's all wand cards, which are all fiery cards, which are all the same suit, which is kind of crazy. That like never happens in a reading. That's gnarly. But they're also, the wands are very untamed, fiery type of people. And so I feel like you have really untamed goals, untamed emotions, untamed personality traits. So you're somebody who likes to wander and do spontaneous things all the time, and that's fine. You can still have that energy, but allow it to motivate you instead of distract you. Allow it to be your motivation instead of something that takes you off of your path. Decide on a path and allow that spontaneousness make you realize how to mix oil and water together instead of letting it take you off your path to another mountain and you start climbing that one from ground zero and then the next one from ground zero and you don't really get anywhere in life. Allow your untamed personality traits to help you realize how to do the undone, how to do things that have not yet been done before. Allow it to be that inspiration, but you have to pick one goal and stick to it in order to gain the knowledge enough to realize how to do things that nobody else has done before. Then we also have the card of Heavenly Mercy. And so I feel like the universe has been very kind to you at this time. I don't feel like, and as you go through these obstacles, I'm also getting the message, as you go through these obstacles with that Heavenly Mercy card, the heavens will, or like the universal energy will help you through those obstacles as long as you're dedicated and committed. It'll be harder for you if the universe feels like you have not yet fully dedicated yourself to it. It'll just be like, well, you haven't really fully dedicated yourself, so there you go. You're going to slide down the mountain a lot easier than if you dedicated yourself to climbing that mountain. You said, I'm going to climb this mountain. You have that determination, that adrenaline that's just making you just do it. If the universe tries to push you down or tries to throw you an obstacle, it'll be a lot harder for that obstacle to take you down because you're so sure-footed and so determined that when you face an obstacle, it doesn't hit you as powerfully. It doesn't hit you as hard. It might hit you with the same hardness, but for example, if you're really strong like this or you're really movable like this, which one is going to be more affected by the obstacle that comes along? The exact same amount of pressure will like move this one like this, but then this one's going to be like, you know what I mean? I keep making farting sound effects, which is whatever. But anyway, that is my example for you guys, and that is all for you guys' reading. I hope that resonated. I hope it made sense for you guys, and that's all I have for you, pile number 5. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me and hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already. And hit that little notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a video. I upload multiple a week, so if you guys don't want to miss any, definitely hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.